Hey everyone, and welcome back to the breakfast show. Although we are late in the afternoon or evening, depending on where you're watching, we are back. So I owed you a live stream, so here we are trying to close the market in a good way, I would say. So I don't know what's the equivalent of the ding 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 for a market close, but maybe we'll figure that out in 57 minutes or so. So first up, good morning, good afternoon, good evening everyone, because I do think that we do have some people that are maybe just waking up. So I guess we are again a worldwide show. If you have any questions, do let me know in the chat. We've got some things we have to go through. We've had some comments from Secretary Bessens. We've had, of course, the ASML earnings report, earnings call. We've got some comments there that might be interesting. Of course, tomorrow we will have TSMC. So in this whole AI discussion, these two companies, of course, give us quite a lot of context already. Then next week, we will have, I believe, Tesla, Netflix, if I remember correctly. The week after that, we will have, well, all the rest. Or maybe next week is also maybe Intel, I believe so. And then the week after that, we already have SoFi, PayPal, I mean, Google, everyone. Everyone will report quite quickly. So yeah, I know the closing bell, but does the closing bell do the same ding 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 sound as the opening bell, or do we have to change the decibels or change the tune here? Maybe we'll see. But anyways, right now, if we actually look at the heat map of the day, this is basically what we got in, if actually this wants to turn on, voila. This is basically what we got right now. It's okay, I would say. Amazon keeps underperforming. Amazon stock is actually down around 2% or so year to date. Over the past 5 years, it's been underperforming the Nasdaq, underperforming the S&P 500. But as you know, I still view Amazon as a very, very good company and one of those no-brainer stocks. Yes, it might not 5x or 10x from here, but I do still view this as a market beater going forward. We do have some, well, indirect Amazon news, more specifically with regards to Anthropic. So we'll talk about all of that in this video. AY or I or A, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. I really appreciate that. The closing bell goes boing, boing, boing. Oh, actually, that's not too bad, I say. That's not too bad. Okay, so Let's start off with some news. Let's start off with some news, some market or political news as well, because that is still moving the markets a little bit. Well, a little bit, sometimes a lot, sometimes a little bit. So it seems like President Trump and President Xi are going to meet in about 10 days in South Korea. In the meantime, we are still going to hear about the rare earth situation, soybeans, and what was it yesterday before the close? Something else. If you don't order soybeans from us, we will put, I don't know, some other things. But again, if your portfolio is vulnerable because of that, or if you keep selling because of soybeans fears or whatnot, then maybe you're not well positioned, or maybe you're not comfortable with what you own, because again, I don't think that a SoFi or a PayPal or an Nvidia or an AMD or an Iron or whatnot have anything to do with soybeans or whatever other things the Chinese might not buy, or the Americans. Cooking oil. Okay, cooking oil, right? I mean, I didn't know that Nvidia or AMD or the fintech companies were into cooking oil, but here we are. Here we are. Anyways, do use these, of course, opportunities, volatility, to your benefit. We've seen that October historically is the most volatile month of the year. Turns out to be correct so far. Turns out to be correct so far. So the comments here were quite clear, discussions ongoing internally, externally. Um, they do want to position themselves strategically, not just the United States, but the allies as well. Because, yeah, it's true, and they say it right here. For 25 years, we weren't vigilant. That's the reason we've got this rare earth problem. We're not going to come in and take stakes in non strategic assets. We've identified 7 industries and have to be careful not to overreach, but have to be vigilant on talking about, well, similar moves as to what we've seen with regards to Intel. Like I said before, well, before, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, China, yes, is dominant in the rare earth mining processing side of things. That's true. But the companies existed before outside of China, whether it's Europe, whether it's United States. These companies existed before. The reason why China is so dominant is because, well, like in many other industries, they have underpriced, undercut everyone, so the rest just couldn't stay profitable. Now, if you want to revive that industry, then yes, then the government taking a stake in these types of companies, supporting them, financing them maybe as well. But if you take a stake, you finance them, and then that stake is worth more in the future, that's a win-win, I would say. Then you can start to compete a bit more with China. Plus, from a geopolitical point of view, it of course makes a lot of sense to de-risk yourself in this case. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. The meeting is supposed to be held in around 10 days or so. Then apparently there's an extra $20 billion facility for Argentina. There was already one, I think, last week, plus they bought Argentine pesos. So we'll see how these things will evolve. ARM and Meta announced a multi-year partnership to optimize AI software and infrastructure for power efficiency across devices and a data center. I believe I've also seen a report that Meta is going to invest a couple of billions of dollars in Texas. So they're coming closer. Yes, they're coming closer to, well, where Iron is positioned. So we'll see. We'll see how these things evolve over time. So that was the Scott Bessent news for now. We then had, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit more. Voila, much better, much better. We then had some news related to Anthropic. And as you know, Amazon and Alphabet, Google as well, are heavily invested in Anthropic. So it is projected that they will generate as much as $26 billion in annualized revenue in 2026. Expects base case of $20 billion for that same time period. Annualized revenue run rate approaching $7 billion this month already, and on track to reach $9 billion in annualized revenue by the end of 2025. And so This can help AWS growth reaccelerate, something that we've talked about before. I do think that once we see that AWS growth is continuing to accelerate or reaccelerate, I do think that the stock will start to move. Can it happen already 3 weeks from today? I believe so. I believe so. Again, I truly hope that the earnings call is not going to be as boring as 3 months ago, right? Simple question, answer that takes 10 minutes time without really answering the question. Oh, that was painful. That was painful. I will talk about PayPal, of course. I will talk about PayPal, but first we go over the order of business, the things that we've missed throughout the day. We've got here in Evercore RSI reiterates outperform for CoreWeave with a price target of $175, sees the poolside deal adding around $5 billion to the backlog. The meta one we've just read. Broadcom keeps getting pretty good news. I mean, then we've got another Eric Jackson 100x potential multi-bagger here. In this case, it's a biotech company. I'm not going to spend my time on that. HIMS is up quite significantly today. Bank of America maintains underperform rating though. The analyst sees the following thing. Official launch of menopause in offering viewed as positive. It expands total addressable market and strengthens Hers brand because it is being launched under the Hers brand, of course. Menopause market could add around 2 to 4 million incremental patients. Hers business diversified beyond dermatology, hair loss, and weight loss. Q4 contribution is modest, around $5 to $10 million. Ramp is expected into 2026. Now, competition remains the key concern, keeping the underperform rating. I don't think that they've given us a price target. So um, there is that. There is that. CoreWeave, they said they will provide a state-of-the-art cluster for NVIDIA GB300 NVL72 systems, including more than 40,000 GPUs. And here it is, Trump ready to meet with Xi in South Korea. The thing with CoreWeave and Iron and Nebius and all of that is you need a couple of things, right? Of course, one, dominate, let's say, with the land available to them, maybe the energy contracted and available as well, but it's not the only thing that you need. It's a very crucial part, of course, because GPUs, there are multiple ways for you to get the GPUs, either co-location, co-financing, or you buy them yourself, right? As we've talked about during the Iron video, I think 2 weeks or so ago, in order for them to reach a potential 20, what was it, 26 to $28 billion or so in ARR, probably exiting 2027, that was, using the 2.9 gigawatts, they will need, well, millions of GPUs. I can't remember what was it, 1.7 or 1.9 million GPUs or something like that. Of course, that number will fluctuate depending on which type of GPU they are going to use. So maybe it's going to be less, maybe it's going to be more, because every cluster, every new GPU that will come out will require maybe less, maybe more energy. The TCO is going to be different, but you're going to be, well, needing quite a lot of GPUs. The benefit with CoreWeave here is, of course, is that they have access to tens of thousands of GPUs, and they already have tens of thousands of GPUs. Nebius is growing fast. Iron is growing fast, although the comparison here with the amount of GPUs available is still quite big. Of course, if you have the energy, if you have the land available, it is becoming easier to go to another big player and tell them, look, you've got the GPUs, we've got all the rest. Let's get married, or let's date. In this case, let's date. Boom, a deal worth tens of billions of dollars. I do still think that these things will happen in the future. It's not a question of if; it's a question of when. Now, last thing here is, of course, ASML. So ASML reported this morning good results. Again, with ASML, it's a bit stupid to focus on the quarter over quarter results because One quarters you can have delays, the other quarters you can have, well, no delays. It's more important to listen to what the company tells us for the full year, or in this case also 2026. They did say, and we're going to go over the results in a bit, they did say that revenue for 2026 is not going to be below 2025. So they are expecting to basically grow in 2026. Now, the CFO did say that the company is well prepared for China's new rare earth export rules and has already secured the materials it needs for the coming months. We have long lead times, and therefore, also in our supply chain, we make sure that we have the materials in that we need for the next couple of months. I do believe that if ASML has this, the others have it as well. You're not going to go month by month by month. You're already looking for the X amount of months in the future. But of course, if it becomes a much bigger problem, then yes, for the coming years, things might change. Your margins will change. But we'll see how these things evolve with regards to the rare earth situation, which are not that rare. Okay, are not that rare. Then, with regards to 2026, they anticipate net sales not to fall below the 32.5 billion euros expected for 2025. As for the rest, looking beyond 2026, they're still on track for now to reach that 2030 revenue opportunity between. It's a big between. It's 44 to 60 billion euros, gross margins 56 to 60%. Now, one thing that was interesting was actually, we can actually just stay here, is that China for a quarter, the system sales from China for the quarter were quite a big increase. So these were the results, all in euros, because it's a European company, all in euros. So a good quarter all in all. And if we look here, net system sales breakdown. This is Q2 25, and here at the top is Q3, the quarter that they've just reported. First of all, small jump here in memory. So the end use memory here increased by 4 percentage points. The region, you can see that in Q2, we're at 27% for China. In Q3, 42%. So despite everything that we've been hearing, despite all the noise, China still needs ASML quite a lot. But they did say that China, as a percent of the whole business, is going to drop significantly. But I don't think that should be an issue for this company, because I do think still that there is just too much demand for these products. So all in all, good quarter by ASML. Good comments here. AI is still in full motion. The comments on Mistral were a bit strange. I mean, not strange. It's a, for them, a strategic investment, but it's also probably a way for them to just use the AI team or AI word more and more in their earnings report. But fine. As for the share buyback program, they do intend to announce a new share buyback program in January 2026, because they're not going to complete the 12 billion euro share buyback program in full within the 2022-2025 timeframe. So we'll get a new number when they'll announce 2026, and of course they'll announce 2026 guidance in more details when we're going to reach probably the end of Q4. This is what they expect for Q4 and fiscal 2025. So all in all, no complaints here. Another big guy is, of course, tomorrow morning with TSMC. They are probably going to say the exact same thing: advanced packaging, lots of demand, etc., etc. We are not seeing any weakness just yet, but it will be a good, let's say, repeat of what the market needs to hear. So that was ASML. Let's actually have a quick look at the stock to see what it has been doing today. I believe the last time I checked was around up 3% or so, up 2.3%. Okay, up 2.3%. Don't forget that this stock has also rallied quite a lot over the last month or so. industry related, um, Intel, Nvidia, Synopsys, all of the other news related items. Although the stock did start to move before the Intel and Nvidia news was announced. So as always, people know things before we do. Then, as for the other stocks that are up significantly, we've got here HIMS. HIMS is up 18% today. Might be because also the short interest is quite high, plus the new announcement as well. Although HIMS stock itself got a lot of, I'd say, analyst pressure over the last couple of weeks. One thing that's interesting is here the stock did rebound every single time here on that 100 and even the 50-day moving average. Now we're getting that big jump right here. How much higher can this go? I don't know. We are entering earnings season, so we'll get to know a lot more from a lot of these companies in the coming weeks. AMD is still showing some strength here, up 8% today at $237 per share. Incredible stuff from AMD, incredible stuff from Applied Digital, also up 8%. We've got Intel. Intel is also up 4.5% back at $37 per share. Yesterday, stock was down a little bit. CoreWeave trying to make its way back to 140, up 4% or so. Marvell still around $90. So that one has, of course, risen by around 50% or so since the lows after they reported their quarterly figures at the start of September. AST, whoa, AST making its way to $100. I think I missed that one. Wow. Last time I checked, yeah, it was around 80. We're now at $97. Incredible. Incredible. So congrats to all shareholders. Duolingo, $242.4 up another, close to 3% right now. So I do think that the whole position is break even. So I might take a little bit of profits there because, again, that position was a bit bigger than what I wanted it to be. I jumped, again, it's my mistake. My initial buy was already too big. I'm still bullish on it, but I would like to increase Rubrik and Shift 4 way more. So I think I'll do that. Rocket Lab still doing well. Micron still at $190. Google floating around $250. New holdings, nice rebound here on that 50-day moving average, back over $15. Reddit is still around $200 or so. Maybe 200 is that base that it is forming. BMNR at 53.6, also holding that 50-day moving average here. Meta, some people say, oh, it is frustrating. Why isn't it moving? Well, Meta has been performing extremely well over the last couple of years, and now it's trading a bit sideways. This whole AI story, of course, huge investments. We are still waiting what the return on investment is going to be. D-Local has been, in the last 2 days or so, we've had a good analyst, good analyst price target that came out. I believe price target of $90 or so, basically saying what we've been saying for quite a long time. So the stock did react positively. Today, stock is up around 0.8%, although it was up a little bit more. So we're basically back to the highs after the last earnings report. Still extremely bullish on the local. SoFi here around $28. SoFi has also gotten a little bit more positive commentary from analysts more recently. Rubrik is back under $80, although it is here still above that 200-day moving average. I bought Rubrik last time at, I think, also $78 or so. And so I'm not in a rush to always add at the same price, but I will of course add accordingly and try and grow that position over time. We've had the CEO join Jim Cramer, so maybe maybe that's the reason why the stock is down, because I think yesterday stock was down 6% yesterday. Today we're down around, and actually today we're up 0.7, although it seems like we are down, but we're not. We're still up. Nvidia is basically flat. United Health 0.3%. Uber basically flat here as well. People think, oh, Waymo is going to London and they're not using Uber. No, but they're using a company that Uber owns 10% of and has two board seats. So same company as the one in Miami, by the way. So again, Uber will win. Okay, that's my conclusion. Uber will win because Uber has its hands in multiple jars around the world. A lot of the companies that we're talking about mobility wise, there will always be a connection to Uber. Strategic investment, board seats, they own 10%, or in Grab's case, they own a little bit more than that. And so I'm not worried. I think Uber will do very, very well in the future. And it still is doing very well today as well. Palantir still at 180 bucks. Hood is taking a small breather here, but still doing very well. Iron was up, but now we're only at $69. It's down 0.5% or so. Someone's asking, is Iron a buy right now? I took profits last Friday just because that position really became very big. Like I knew it was big, but it became so big in really just what, a matter of a couple of weeks. And so yeah, I took some money off the table because I am already very much exposed to this AI story with Nebius, with CoreWeave, with Iron. That's not to say that I won't accumulate more shares in the future. I probably will, either because the stock has come down significantly for one reason or another, or we do get a big deal, one that financially changes the valuation of the business. And yes, I have no issues averaging up. In any case, I will average up because my average is 22 bucks. So I will average up no matter what. Amazon, like we said, Amazon is underperforming. It is on that 200-day moving average. Someone's interested in Amazon. I do think it's one of those no-brainers out there in a, call it maybe overextended market. Not everywhere, but I think in a lot of pockets of the market. Nebius taking a little breather today as well, down a little bit, but still very, very high, 126%. Then we have here our PayPal. So PayPal at the moment, at some point today actually was green. Yesterday we had a green day, finished above that 50-day moving average. Today we had, I think, an hour or so where the stock was green. We are down yet again. To me, it's always the same thing. Earnings report, guidance. This is when you're going to see, in my opinion, a big move on the way up. I do think that the messaging will be a little bit more aggressive. I think after 2 years as CEO, building the team, building everything that they need to do, I think the time of under promising, over delivering is a bit behind us. I think they noticed, and there was also an interview between a PayPal CEO and someone at Barron's, I think a week or two ago, maybe a bit more. Talked a little bit about the stock, talked a little bit about is it undervalued because the PE is low, etc., etc. Message there was pretty clear. I mean, he sees it, but he's not really focused on that. But he does think that the PE should be higher, and the market will already figure it out in due time. I think they'll do well. Until they do well, they report October 28th. October 28th, same day as SoFi, before the market opens, PayPal will report. I know some people laugh at the company, but if you don't like it, don't buy it. It's very simple. I'm very bullish on it. I think risk reward wise, it makes absolute sense. And so, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I do think that this is the quarter where you're going to see growth reaccelerate. Guidance should be a bit more aggressive, in my opinion. Maybe they'll be a bit more aggressive with their buybacks as well. Remains to be seen. I don't think we're going to hear a lot about the advertising business just yet. That is going to be something for 2026. But I do think we're going to hear more about Venmo. We're going to hear more about the buy now, pay later option, basically growth there. A Braintree growth should now start to reaccelerate. And then you're basically lapping very, very easy year-over-year comparison. So it will become easier for the company to show accelerated growth just because over the past couple of quarters, they barely grew. So just because of that, the growth scare is going to be different. But I do want to see, of course, the actual business growing much faster than before. Not expecting 20% growth, but I am expecting more than 6% growth. I think it just should be feasible. Should be feasible. Oscar is quite volatile. We have down days, we have up days with Oscar. Again, ACA subsidies, ACA subsidies are not baked into the guidance that they gave us. 2027 guidance still unchanged. If ACA subsidies do get extended, maybe not in the same format as before, but anyways, if we do get an extension in one way or another, it is a net positive for Oscar. And that will probably push the stock higher. But in the meantime, the business will do what it should be doing, and that's growing and then growing in a profitable way. Oscar still market cap wise pretty small, multi-bagger in the making, in my opinion. Zeta has also been quite volatile, right? We've made our way above 20, went back under. Now we are here under that 50-day moving average, but above the 100 and the 201. It's a volatile stock. Uh, it wasn't that volatile before. It is a volatile stock right now. Shift 4. Shift 4 is one that is, again, getting hate. Well, hate by the market. Plus, like I said last time, I checked short interest close to 20% for this company. Crazy. Okay. When you've got quantum computing stocks in the tens of billions of dollars in market cap with close to zero revenue, when we've got Oklo at God knows how much in market cap with also zero in revenue, you look at their short interest, it's not that high, probably because the stock just keeps ripping and shorts are quite scared. But I do think that at one point you'll be making quite a lot of money by shorting these companies. I'm not saying you should be, but I'm saying that at one point it will be easy money. Shift 4, in my eyes, for long-term investors is easy money here as well. Although on a technical one, right now, on the daily here, it is under that uptrend line that has started all the way back since November 2023. Let's see if we can close out the week a bit higher than that at around 77, $78 or so. It's still a cheap company. The market, for some reason, does not believe that the Global Blue acquisition will be a good one for the company. Too many headwinds, etc., etc. I don't know. The company still expects to generate adjusted free cash flow, I believe, exiting or for fiscal 2027. It's really not that much for a company that's worth, what is it, $6-7 billion, something like that. Um, so yeah, that's that. Let's see what CRM. I've seen a Salesforce and OpenAI announcement this week. I think it's the first time. It's the first time a company does make an announcement and puts OpenAI in it, and the stock does not move. So yeah, it is that hated. Maybe it is that hated, right? Because even if OpenAI cannot help you, then yeah, then there is a problem here. Would Shift 4 be a good call option purchase? I did check it. It's not cheap, actually. It is not cheap at all. So for now, no, I'm just going pure shares on that one. Adobe. Adobe keeps getting hit. We are now at the same bottom as the one back in August, and here back in April, $330 per share for Adobe. Sezzle also took a hit, just like all the other fintechs. So we're under that 200-day moving average for Sezzle. Back here at $77.80. What do we have? Dave. Oh, Dave. Dave is up. Well done, Dave. Bravo. Huh. Dave is up almost 3%. Almost 3% here for Dave. So one of the few fintech players out there that did catch a break. Chime. What do we say? Hit or no hit? Hit. Yeah, it hit. It's down 4%. So we're back here under $20 for Chime. Can't catch a break. This is one of those IPOs of this year where they cannot catch a break at all. Figma. I'd be surprised if Figma has is up 5% today. So we could say like a weird cup and maybe handle pattern. I don't know. But it is under that 50-day moving average. It did fill that gap on the way up. We then had that Google announcement. I believe Klarna is probably the same. So Klarna is, no, actually, no. Klarna is down 3.5% today. So we might be making our way back to that bottom here at $35 for Klarna. Interesting. Let's see if a firm follows suit. A firm, not flattish. It's flat, but it is right on that 100-day moving average. The thing here is, look, we've just looked at Klarna, a firm, buy now, pay later companies. That's all they do. We've talked about Sezzle as well, buy now, pay later company. Inside of PayPal, you have a buy now, pay later product. With what did they tell us? Last year, TPV was $30 billion. It's a huge business. It's a huge business that you get just by buying PayPal. One day, it will be respected. When will that day be? I hope I don't have gray hair and like I can't see anymore, because that would be a shame. But Mercado Libre, oh, look at this. Mercado Libre making its way to $2,000 per share. Interesting, very interesting, since this is Mercado Libre. Previously, we've seen Mercado Libre drop, Duolingo, every time the same. The local drop as well. This time, the local is going up, but Mercado Libre is still struggling here. I mean, if it can go and touch this uptrend line right here, what was just under, just under $2,000, yeah, that could be very interesting. Could be very interesting, or we just chill on in this area right here, or we just chill in this area right here. But I mean, it's one of the best companies with a great track record, great company. Just need patience. Just need patience to see how this one works out. Artificially, yes, I do think that if they suddenly say, "Oh, we are going to announce a stock split," stock will probably react accordingly. Why? I don't know. It's just human psychology. Every time we see a stock split happen, stocks do run up until the date the stock splits. We've seen that with Nvidia, we've seen that with Amazon, we've seen that with Google, we've seen that with Tesla, we've seen that with every other company there. They announce a stock split, stock makes its way up, stock splits, and the stock does correct a little bit. With Meli being so expensive, could it be time for them to split? Maybe. Maybe. Although we've seen Bookings, for example, they haven't split their stock. FICO, they don't split their stock, and it's still performing quite well. Still performing quite well. So that was Mercado Libre. What was Pagaya. Pagaya, I did open another little options play, but very, very, I would say, safe one. I bought $30 strike price. We're now at $29.6. $30 strike price, but for January 2026. Why? Simple. In my opinion, this is an overcorrection. It's a good company. Profitability is very, very close on a yearly basis. That would be. And I do think that the stock will move quite aggressively after the next earnings report, which will be at the start of November. We've had a lot of big banks report already. Beats across the board, still good commentary, good comments on credit, which of course should be good for a SoFi, should be good for a Pagaya, should be good for an upstart, despite the what was it, BTIG or BITG? One of the two, right? The comments that we've talked about a couple of weeks ago, the reason why this went down, the reason why SoFi went down so much, the reason why Upstart went down so much. I think the fears here are overblown. I think the fears here are overblown. So that's my play. I have now two. I have a $30 strike price one and a $40. That's a bit more aggressive. But again, if we do get a nice move, if we stay at around $30 going into the earnings report, and then it jumps like, I mean, last quarter in one day jumped 20% or so. It did reach $40. A 20% jump on the stock in one day would probably make me sell out of my options, because that would probably make it jump close to 100%, probably. But we'll see. It's speculation, speculation. We'll see what happens. Webull. What has happened with Webull? Still going down. So Webull is still going down, although it's been a couple of days where it's been around the same price right here. Trump is live. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what we can pull up. Trump is live. Where? Let's see. There is news about PayPal stablecoin. What is it? Well, PayPal already. I mean, that's not new. PayPal has a stablecoin. Market cap is growing, actually, for a stablecoin. Market cap is growing. Where is he live exactly? So I can maybe try and pull it up. Let's see. Meli and Axon. Like I said, Meli is a no-brainer in my opinion for long-term investors. As for Axon, I'll check in a bit. Okay, but he doesn't. President Trump is live, but he's not really talking about trade or anything like that. As for Axon, what did this one also drop? Indeed, it did. Ooh, indeed, it did. This one has always been on the watch list, but it's always expensive. So we're experiencing a 20% drawdown. 20% drawdown. We are under that 200-day moving average right now. What has happened? Let's see. Not much. Enhances its counter-drone presence with this partnership. Okay, so why is it down 8.5% today? I'll check it out. Where do you see the local from here? Up and to the right. Up and to the right. That's where I see the local from here. It's too cheap. Too cheap for such a small company that is growing very fast and it's profitable. Let's see. Axon. I don't know. I'm not seeing any like bad news for Axon that would push this one down 8% today. Maybe it's just technical valuation wise, because it is an expensive name, but it's one that has been doing so well business wise. Not even talking about the stock. The stock, of course, has done very well because the business has done very well. But yeah, okay, maybe it's worth revisiting. Maybe Axon is worth revisiting for sure. Maybe Axon is worth revisiting. So we'll add that to the list of potential stocks we can cover. There is news about 300 trillion. No, I think that's a bit. Too much. Let's see what we got for PayPal. PayPalinho. It's like my new football name. PayPalinho. No, not seeing much. Not seeing much other than the market cap of the stablecoin going up a little bit. I am not seeing much right now. We do actually have a Jeffries note. Hold price target $70. Branded TPV growth expected to stay around 5%. Tariff relief offset by softer international spend. Transaction margin dollar growth near low end due to the German outage losses. No clear visibility into branded acceleration. And fiscal year 26 transaction margin dollar street estimates seen as a risk. No comment here on Venmo. No comment here on buy now, pay later. So yeah, again, I do think that they will be surprised. that they will be surprised after the next earnings report. That's my prediction. When do you plan to release the bull video? I'll probably package it in a video where I'll just cover um, where I'll just cover the stocks that have pulled back more recently. So you get a video with not just one stock but a couple of them. I think it's better. I think it's better. Market not liking Meli and Amazon is like thinking pizza will disappear because it isn't tasty. Whoa. Who said who said pizza is not tasty? They have no taste. Or they eat bad pizza. Where am I from? I'm from Belgium. So I don't know. I can add this to the list of to the list of countries, but in Hungarian. So we've had Portuguese from Bruno Fernandes. We've had Spanish. We've had Italian, French, Dutch, Belgian. Now Hungarian. Okay, maybe one day I will get the Chinese or something. Um, but I rather not. I rather not talk with the accent. But okay. Any news on Trump and Xi? Apparently, they are going to meet in South Korea. Apparently, they are going to meet in South Korea. We'll see. Um, we'll see what happens during that meeting, though. We'll see. In the meantime, what do we have? Oh, we have rubric is still greenish. PayPal is still reddish. Um, you are Bruno. Yeah, I am Bruno. Yeah, I did get. You see, I was subbed out yesterday, or it was yesterday or 2 days ago, and we didn't win the game. We didn't win the game. So, what other stocks did take a big hit more recently? Nobody here hold any Indian. Oh, Alibaba, actually. I'm quite curious what Baba has been doing. Okay, so Baba did, of course, dip. Um, not by much. 14% was down a little bit more than that. Was down a little bit more than that. We're back here at $166 for Alibaba, of course. Every time we have a US-China problemo, it is going to get hit. Although, again, I'm not going to complain after being up 100% on this year only. Fact set. Whoa. Okay. So yeah, this one, S&P Global also takes a big hit. I know people wanted me to check Fiserv. What, this thing really cannot catch a break. This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, so I think I have a list of stocks worth looking into now. Interesting. Okay. Because I mean, Fiserv has been dropping quite a lot. Company-related issues, I would say, and maybe market-related issues. But it is becoming quite cheap. It is becoming quite cheap. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Thoughts on opening new positions in Amazon, BMNR, and Monster at current prices. So Amazon is in the retirement portfolio. It's the number 2 position. It sits there and it will do well. BMNR I own a little bit as a speculative play. I don't plan on adding a single cent to that. And Monster, no, I am not buying Monster. Why do you think cybersecurity has been flat like Ruby? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I honestly I don't know, and I don't care because this allows me to buy more shares. Since it is a new position, I enjoy it because as long as it stays at these prices, I can just buy more shares. It's a company that grows very fast. It's a very important company in this whole cybersecurity space. Has good partnerships, right? Strategic partnerships with CrowdStrike, with Okta. I think Zscaler as well. Market cap wise, we are small enough for it to become a big winner for me. So I'm happy. Will you rebuy? No, I still. I mean, I still have a decent position in Alibaba. I just took profits, but I still have a decent position in Alibaba. Fiserv is a great company. This is a multi-year drawdown. This is no, actually, this is a drawdown from March. I mean, you say that the drawdown is big, like could have been a multi-year drawdown, but yeah, it's down from the peak in March. It's down, yeah, close to 50% now. Close to 50%. Hmm. I missed your super chat. Oh, that is not okay. That is not okay. I missed your super chat. Um, why is hello? I will find your super chat. I will find your super chat, but for some reason the chat is frozen. But I'll find it. Um, I'll find it. Ah, voila. Unfrozen. Let's see. Ah, here it is. Apologies for that. Apologies for that, but I found it. So, is Navitas or Navitos our next Nebius Iron? I got shares at $7. Okay, let's see. Navitos. I did see a big jump. One hell of a jump. So it's up another 18% today. So you you doubled. You more than doubled actually. Is it the next? I mean, I don't follow this company closely other than the fact that we laughed about it sometimes, right? The first big announcement from it was here, basically a blog post mentioning Nvidia, but um, not really telling us anything on the business, how much revenue they can generate. The recent announcement right now um, is, let's say, a bit more material for the business, but again, I don't know. I don't know how big of a deal it will be for the company revenue wise, and how long this is going to take, etc., etc. So it's not one. No, I wouldn't compare it to a Nebius or an Iron, because a Nebius and an Iron, especially a Nebius, generates already a lot of revenue right now, but it's a bit simpler to understand and get how much they could be generating if they do move faster, etc., etc. So congrats on the gains, of course. Everyone that owns Navitas, congrats on the gains, but well, 600% final focus, congratulations. But no, it's not. It's not one that I follow, so I can't really share. I think Jose follows it a bit closer. Jose follows it a bit closer than me. Maybe even owns a little bit as well. Novo Nordisk is yeah, it's a couple of days since I haven't looked at it. Okay, still 56, so we're good. I mean, I don't own it, but okay, still 56. This is a turnaround story. Novo Nordisk. It will take some time. It will take some time until we will see some solid movement business wise. Is Mercado Libre a buy at these prices and before earnings? When you ask someone that is very bullish on Mercado Libre, so my answer is bias. Yes, in my opinion, yes. In my opinion, yes, because it still is a big winner. Any EU stocks on my watch list? But just for fun, there is of course the Ferrari. This one has taken a small hit more recently. Other than that, LVMH did grow for the first time in a while, and that's why we've seen the stock go up 7% today. So LVMH is coming back a little bit. LVMH is coming back a little bit. Novo Nordisk is another one on the watch list as well. And then what else? Well, ASML, of course. ASML, of course. Hermes, as always. If you want luxury, I still think that Hermes is the best one. Um, so yeah. Any other European companies? Not at the top of my mind, I would say. Um, but maybe yes. Line Metal, yeah. Jawohl. The German defense company, yeah. This one has been performing very well. Has been performing very well. Worst thing is that we've talked a little bit about it a year ago, and I never bought, even though some of you did say, look at it, look at it, look at it. And yeah, could have been performing very well. But can't catch them all. Can't catch them all. What stocks would you currently buy if you weren't invested in them yet or had more cash? So I cannot choose stocks that I own, or I can choose them. Because if I can choose them, then I'll just say the same names over and over again. It's always Shift4, Rubrik, Oscar, DLocal, and yeah, PayPal. And PayPal. And if I didn't own, I wouldn't mind buying Google today. I wouldn't mind buying SoFi today either. So that's the answer. Um, any thoughts on Pagaya? Like I said, I have my options play. $40 strike price January 26 and also $30 strike price January 26. It either works after the earnings report or it doesn't. That's too long, didn't read. We have a minute, almost a minute left until the market closes. Is Shift4 going down more? I don't know. If I knew the if I knew the answer, trust me, I would have sold my services for a lot of money. Would have sold my services for a lot of money. It seems like it cannot catch a break for now, but it is cheap. But cheap can become cheaper. Cheap can become cheaper. Um, Bruno, Bruno, my super chat is what did I say? Monster. Yeah, micro strategy. Yeah, but the answer is the same thing. In my head, I had strategy, micro strategy, but I said monster. But yes, it it is the same answer. It is the same. It is the same answer. Rolls Royce. Yeah, Rolls Royce is another interesting one in the UK. Siemens maybe also is also an interesting one. What was the other one? Système d'Assaut from France. Nebius is technically a European stock. You are 100% correct. So I would say Nebius. And we are going to close the markets. We are going to close the markets right now. Well, in about, I think now. So, boing, boing, boing. the markets, the markets are closed. No ding, ding, dings. It's boing, 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 or maybe dong, dong, dong. The markets are closed right now. This is basically it. It looks worse than I think people would suggest. I think we had a good day. I think we had a good day. Yes, we would have loved it me specifically, I would have loved it if Chip 4 went up, if Nebius went up, if Iron went up, and especially if PayPal went up. But I don't think we can complain when we're seeing all the other green here on the list, right? HIMS is up 16%, AMD 9.4%, Applied Digital 7.7, Intel 4.2, CoreWeave 3, Marvell 3, Micron 2.6, Duolingo 2.6. So I don't think we can complain. I don't think we can complain on this day, although can always do better. We can always do better. PayPal might be cheap, but might become cheaper. I mean that has been their slogan for the whole year. Yeah. Although with PayPal, the cheaper it gets, the more shares that they can buy. So I think that at one point it cannot go lower unless they stop buying, I would say. Are you thinking to add new shares? No, I'll keep accumulating, but I'm not buying more BMNR. I'm not, like I have my 169 shares. I know it's a very popular ticker and whatever right now, but there are 1,000 better companies out there to accumulate more shares of right now. And you've named a couple already. So, uh, So yeah, Pattern Group. First of all, thank you for the super chat. Um, Pattern Group stock analysis. What is Pattern Group? Let's see. Pattern Group. PTRN. We shall see. We shall see. Massimo, why don't you trust Ferrari? You mean the F1 team or the company? Because with the F1 team, I would understand why you don't trust the strategy. um, so, Pattern Group, no company overview. That sucks because I have no clue what they do. Broadline Retail, $2.4 billion in market cap, PE, trading P of 24.5, gross margin 42.2. Not much information about this company though. Let's see revenue-wise. Okay, revenue-wise, they've been growing quite quickly. But what do they do? Let's use Google. Let's use the Google. Fashion luxury. Uh-huh. In the United States. Okay. No, that's a different company. No, that is the same company. Okay, they do different things. It's a pioneer in the identification and application of cutting-edge technologies for the conception, engineering, prototyping, and production of finished and semi-finished products, clothing, and accessories in the luxury fashion sector. Okay. I don't know how you found this company, but impressive stuff. Impressive that you found such company. So, financial highlights. Wait, why am I getting euros? Is it? Let's just look at this. Can I get an earnings report or not? Here. Let's see. Let's see what we've got. Just got a Robinhood ad during the live. Any thoughts? Are you in the United States or are you in Europe? Because that would be interesting. If you are in Europe and we get targeted by Robinhood, is interesting. This is the wrong one. Okay, this is the wrong one. I guess there are two pattern groups out there. If this is the wrong one, then which one is it? Pattern group. I don't know. There is one. What? Pattern.com, maybe. I guess these companies don't know how to name themselves. How much new cash did you add to your portfolio each month? It depends. I mean, last month, this last month was a very good month because of the options, successful options. Okay, so in Belgium, you got a Robinhood ad. Interesting. So it depends. Sometimes I can add 5K, sometimes it's going to be less, or in this case, with the options being very successful, I added a lot more. I could have added now a ton more because I sold out of the Intel options. I could have added a ton more, but it depends. Right now, I'm okay with my cash position. If I see that I need to increase it, then we will increase it accordingly. Is it this one then? Built for e-commerce powered by AI. Seems like this one, I think. Seems like this one. I don't know why it smells like a Resolve AI type of thing. For some reason. The fact I have to look at, I have to dive and try different website to find their actual website is already not a cool thing for me. So news, let's see. They are going to report the quarterly figures November 5th. Okay. They just became public. Okay, they just became public. So built for e-commerce, but is your again? It's another one of those companies. I wonder what they would have done if AI never caught up. Do it all with pattern. Simple, profitable e-commerce growth. Capture every opportunity with a single partner for software, logistics, and services. Okay. From Amazon to Alibaba to TikTok, grow your brand across the globe. I don't know. Quick view here is I don't see how they're special. Um, this really resembles like something Shopify would show you. Number one third-party Amazon seller globally. Okay. Unlock your current find. I'm not convinced. I mean, I'm not convinced. I'm not interested in it either. So to me, it's like okay, cute, but I don't know why is this better than going with Amazon or Shopify or any of the other companies out there. But yeah. And do you see the LVMH just for that? Yeah. I mean, it's very minimalistic, I would say. Although the presentations are fine. The presentations are fine. Beat EPS by 0.93%. Who beat EPS 0.93%? I don't know. When do you think we'll see some upper movements in PayPal price? Well, as I said from the start, I think after the earnings report. At the earnings report, a shift 4 is added to Fortune 100 growth. Okay, did that do anything with the stock? Let's put the extended hours. No, it did not for now. Doesn't move. It does not move at the moment. Does not move at the moment. Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle. You know me. It's Charmander. It's Charmander. Can you check race so I can hear your opinion? I mean, I did pull it up. I did pull it up when someone asked me about European companies. So this is basically it. It's again it's a quality, I would say, company, but are you going to destroy the market with this one? Probably not. Probably not. But it is a company. I mean, super high margins. I highly doubt they won't. I mean, they'll sell every car they make, right? Because they will. You know what they say? They make. If they have 10 interested buyers, they'll make 9. So you'll always have that extra push. Atlassian. Atlassian is again one of those names, although maybe you could say that this is a tiny bump, but not really. We've covered this one before. It's again one of those stocks that get bundled in with the other software names that are just not respected at the moment. Not respected at the moment. We were back at prices not seen since August 2024, right? That big crash there. The carry trade crash. But yeah, it's a company that it's doing well. It's doing well. The market just doesn't believe it. Just like a lot of other software names out there, market currently is on the sidelines. Market currently is on the sidelines. Did you cover Asml earnings? We touched about on it at the start of the live stream quickly. Weeble, one moment it's at $20. Yeah, I mean it didn't really stay that long at $20, right? If we look at the stock, and last time we were close to it was back in July, then it went back down, then back up, now down again. And the last quarter was a good quarter. I think the expectations maybe, and okay, there is a lockup period that did expire. They did partner up or raise money right through that quite questionable partner. So that added a bit the dark cloud above it. But the quarter that they reported, the last one was a good one. Was a good one in my opinion. Was a good one. Can you share your yeah, so it's the January 16. So I have one at $30 and one at $40. The $40 I bought what was it, a week ago or 2 weeks ago? Already down on that one. And the one I bought today, bid price 610. I don't think it's 610. Let me see what I paid. Let me see what I paid, if I can find it. Was it 6-1? I don't think so. I don't think so. I did post it on the portfolio on the community page. It's no 537. So maybe it did go up. I don't know, but I paid 537 for it. For the $30 one. And Vatsal, thank you for becoming a lazy boy investor. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Intel is up. Yeah, on the day, yeah, Intel was up 4% or so. Very nice. Meli, I like it. As I said before, I like it. It can go lower, but everything can go lower, can also go higher, but I like it. Let's see. Maybe my Pagaya options went up already by $1 or a couple of cents, but I'm not playing this for a couple of dollaruskis. No, it didn't move. It didn't move. So I don't know why you're seeing 6. Why you're seeing 6? That's strange. That is strange. Why did you choose Shift 4 and not Toast? Purely because, I mean, Toast does focus and yes, it dominates the restaurant space. It has been doing very well. Shift 4 gives you exposure to a lot more than just restaurants, worldwide, good company, very cheap, and that's why, basically. That's why. Amazon is dead money, although I got a sizable stake in it. What's your outlook versus Google? Yeah, Amazon has been dead money, or has been money that has been underperforming the market. If you bought at the highs, of course, you bought when it was very low during a crash or whatever, then you're doing okay. But compared to Google, I mean, Google is still the cheapest one out there. I still view Google as a big winner, but Amazon will start running. I'll repeat the same thing. Amazon will start running once we have AWS that accelerates from here. You're going to see free cash flow from this business continue to go up. And at one point, yes, free cash flow is going to be, I mean, the projections right now for free cash flow, what did we say? $80 billion or so for fiscal 27, I think. I mean, they could start to buy back shares finally. I don't think dividends is something that we want to see. We want to see really right now or even next year. I want to see them buy back shares because it's one of the only ones that have not bought back shares. Is that one of the reasons why it has underperformed? Maybe some of the reasons, but yeah, it is a big company. But as we've seen, bigger can become bigger and cheaper can become cheaper. So Mr. J, Rubrik is a good buy now, in your opinion. In my opinion and my moves, yes, because I've been buying. But as you have seen, I just saw it. Here it is. But as you've just seen, even though it is a good buy, it can go lower. Okay, but it's been holding this this 200-day moving average now for a while. So it's okay. It's okay. Um, it's a good company. That's the most important part in all of this, is to buy good companies at good prices. It can become better price, but yeah, um, I don't care. I don't care. As long as it is a good company and I can pay a good price for it, I'll be happy. Do you have any concerns with Duolingo's growth outlook for the next few quarters? Do you think it can continue its explosive growth? I I think they can continue to grow. Yes, quite well, and still have very good margins. Very good margins. Also, with the change that you can um, with this Apple payment change, I think that will add to margins as well. So yeah, I don't think they will not be growing quickly. Amazon spent a lot of money, don't return capital investors, and the results aren't impressive. I would rather go with Google. Yes, but until it changes, and that's what I say. I think it changes pretty soon. Um, Amazon, yes, has been a business that has always reinvested. I would say yes, every single dollar back in the business, and that's why it is one of the best businesses out there. Performance wise, of course, over the last 20 years has been incredible, but yeah, over the past 5 years, it has not been great. Um, it has not been great. But that changes. You're not buying the past 5 years, you're buying the next 5 years. I did not sell, but like I said before, I will probably reduce that position a little bit, because yes, I do think that I am break even right now. Actually, let me double check, because the last time I did this, I jinxed myself, and then it went and then it went back down, and then it went back down. So I was break even 10 minutes ago, or a bit more. Now I am down 0.8%. 0.8%. And Adrian, hello. How are you? How are you? Open door. What is it back in the 8? No, still 7. Still 7. So it has been chilling now. It has been chilling now. Is the move done? I think the big move is done. Yes, for sure. I mean, it went from under $1 to $10, and now we're at $7. I do think that yes, the big move is done. They've been making all of these claims, etc., etc., and now we are, well, I don't own the position anymore, because it did what I wanted it to do, is turn it into a multi-bagger in record time, um, and now we'll see. And now we'll see if they can perform. Now we'll see if they can perform. They can change this company and turn it around. We'll see. But yeah, for some reason I cannot get the shift for extended extended hours here. But okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. Look at these nice comments here. You're sweet like Belgian chocolate. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Although I do like dark chocolate more, because it is better. Best cyber stock to start a position. I mean, do I need to pump up my positions? I'd say Rubrik, right? I'd say Rubrik. But there are, I mean, CrowdStrike is still very good. What has actually CrowdStrike been doing? Still very well. Still very, wow. Was at 400. CrowdStrike been doing well. Fortinet. Okay, no, Fortinet. That's good to see. Small recovery since the last earnings report. That's good. Okta probably still around the same prices. Yep. Zscaler 302. Nice. Very nice. About to call options on Enphase up 30%. A very small position. I think is selling my calls. I mean, 30%. If I don't know what what the dates are and what the strike price is, but 30% is definitely more than what I'm doing right now with my end phase, the ones that are down 40%. But then again, it's January 2027, so I not stressing out about it right now. Will I start a position in Bitfarm? What is Bit? Uh, BITF? No, I will. Whoa, crazy move. No, I will. I will not. What has White Fiber done? Also, also up a lot. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Will you do this market close? No, I did the market close because I didn't do two market opens. But tomorrow we are back with the market open because it is like it's 10 p.m., 10 p.m. here. I do like to have my evenings uh, empty, unless there is, of course, an earnings report or something like that. But no, the market close will remain for the rest. The opens I will continue to do because I have the time during the open, and I think the open more people joining as well. So it is more enjoyable, I would say. But from time to time, we will of course do the close, especially during the earnings season. We'll do some close cover earnings, and then I'll probably release a separate video because I know not everybody joins the the uh, the live streams or has the time to look at the whole thing again and again. Um, Sentinel One, Sentinel One. What do you think about Sentinel One? I still like Rubrik. Of course, I still like Rubrik more because I own Rubrik. I don't own Sentinel One. Also, different type of cybersecurity players. I just like the Rubrik story, the resilience story there behind it. Where they position themselves in this whole cybersecurity space, I like Rubrik more. It's not to say that Sentinel One is a bad company, but if you do look at Sentinel One, maybe look at CrowdStrike. Again, it's very expensive stock, but it's also best in class. But I like Rubrik more. I like Rubrik more just because they bring something different to the table. And yes, they have great partnerships with CrowdStrikes and Okta and things like that. So I like Rubrik more. When is Nebius maybe reporting? Also end of the month, probably the start of November, I would say. Probably the start of November. C Limited, right? Yeah, this one has been doing very well, although today it's down 9.5%. Maybe it will fill that gap right here. Maybe. But this is a stock that has been executing very well since they've become profitable. Bravo. Bravo. But what happened specifically today? I don't know. The CEO did have a conversation on the Norges Bank investment channel, the Norwegian Sovereign Wealth Fund. It's on YouTube for those who want to watch that. It's on YouTube. But why is it down? I don't know. Same thing as I don't know. Maybe just e-commerce. Maybe e-commerce is down today. I am not seeing anything company specific. Not seeing anything company specific. SoFi, where did SoFi end today? $28. I know it's crazy to say, but yeah, I wouldn't even mind adding to my positions in SoFi, even before the earnings as well. Because maybe it's not as cheap as before, but I think it's a stronger company today than before. So, isn't it a competitor to Mercado Libre? Yeah, a bit. Yeah, with Shopee, but again, you cannot compare both. You cannot compare the ecosystem that Mercado Libre has in Latin America to C Limited. C Limited has, yes, Shopee, it has Garena, right, the Garena Free Fire, and it has C Money. Although maybe they've changed, they rebranded it to something else, maybe just Money. I don't know, but I don't think they have the logistics network like Mercado Libre. Um, but it has been performing very well. It has been performing very well business wise and stock wise as well, as we've seen. Aha, always with these difficult questions. If you would need to choose between PayPal and Shift4 right now, I mean, based on the size and the amount of money that I've put into the position, PayPal. It's crazy, but yes, Shift4 is growing faster. But again, I don't see how I lose money on PayPal. That's the thing. Unless I am completely wrong, which I don't think I am. That's the thing. I don't think I am. But luckily, I don't have to choose. I can buy both of them, which I have. The local, the local is back at $16 after hours. Very nice, very nice. Let's see if we've got some extra news. Actually, we do have some extra news. We've got one for Rocket Lab. Here we have Rocket Lab outperform rating and a price target of $83. Crazy. Maybe by tomorrow we will get the reasoning behind this. Probably some Neutron and some other things there, but $83, that's quite one hell of a price target. Talking about Toast literally a couple of minutes ago, Freedom Capital, no idea who they are. They initiated with a buy ratings price target of $45, sees multiple growth catalysts across SMB, enterprise, and international. This comes also after a couple of other analysts did, I think, downgrade the stock because of some weakness in the numbers that they've seen. Rocket Lab, I'm up 1,488%. Well, very nice. I think I'm up also around that price for the first two positions that I bought with Rocket Lab, around $4 and something. Crazy ride. Crazy ride. I remember one of the live streams with Vince a long time ago. We've come a long way. We have come a long way with Rocket Lab. But I don't think we're nowhere near the end game, actually, because Neutron changes everything, although I do think that we are pricing in a lot of future growth. So 2 minutes ago, we've got this comment here. We're in a trade war with China from President Trump. Tariffs, very important tool for defense. So that's going to be a very interesting meeting 10 days from today. That meeting will be interesting if it happens. But again, it's just one line here. I would like to know the context. We is the US and maybe Europe as well, or just the US? I don't know, but that meeting is going to be interesting. That's for sure. Anyways, we're going to end it pretty soon by looking at what we've got right here. Let's put the extended one already for tomorrow. Is Shift4 giving us? No, Shift4 is giving us nothing. What is my view on gold and silver? It's a very defensive play, although it has been performing very well. As a Treasury Besant said, there are more buyers than sellers. Some people say it's Tether that's been buying gold because they need it to be backed. I mean, they need their own, whatever they want to release, to be backed by something. So we'll see. But again, it's not really something that I need in my portfolio. I know a lot of people like it because of the defensive play there, but I don't need it. Shift 4 is close to the April lows at $68, $69 per share. We'll probably recover from there. Yeah, we'll see. Right now, it's important for it to recover already to $78 or so to be above that uptrend line that started a long, long time ago. But again, a lot of these companies that have been disrespected, the upcoming earnings report is going to be important for the catalyst for the moves, because it actually literally shows the market, look, you've got it wrong, this is what we're doing, or you've got it right and we are underperforming as a business, and then yeah, of course the stock will drop more. But I do think that with the shift for, even with a dLocal, a PayPal, um, they will prove to the market that the market is wrong. If I had to choose between shift 4 and Duolingo, probably shift 4. Probably shift 4. Again, I like fintech. I don't know if you noticed, but I like fintech. um, thank you. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thanks for everything you do. Well, thank you all for joining, supporting the channel, making these live streams way, way more enjoyable than the start. This is episode 104, I believe. The first couple of episodes were not that enjoyable, although I did have a co-host, so I didn't have to talk a lot. But yeah, now that we've got more viewers on average, it is of course more enjoyable, of course. So thank you again for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Some thoughts on HIMS. Again, HIMS, the platform is evolving, it is growing. I still don't think that compounding drugs are the way to go. I think it's still bad practice, but I'm not the one making the decision. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Rocket Lab makes little sense. Neutron, even if successful immediately, is years away from generating revenue. No, not years away, actually. Not years away. 1 year away from generating revenue. Because I do think that they plan on, and they do plan on having one mission, no, in 26. One mission in 26, two missions in 27, or do I have it wrong? And every mission is, of course, a lot of revenue. But yeah, it is true that we have run up quite a lot, but it's also not only Neutron. We did get new contracts that didn't exist before, so that adds. Although Electron is a very, very, very small amount of revenue. But again, once a Neutron launches and we have maybe even a successful launch, it changes the whole dynamic of the company, right? Because it can become that one-stop shop for all your space needs, right? It's like a one-stop shop for your financial needs for SoFi. Rocket Lab can become that for space, and then yeah, then I do think we're going much, much higher. I actually want to check. Yeah, okay, so we are already a $33 billion company. So yes, we are definitely stretched. We are vertical integration. Yes, we we are definitely stretched with regards to Rocket Lab, because if you look at the market cap, $33 billion. Yes, it's what, over 50 times sales right now. So definitely stretched. I still love it. If we do get a big crash because, I don't know, Neutron, we have a liftoff, but it explodes 2 seconds later, maybe the market will overreact, and it will present us with a nice opportunity, right? It's already a huge winner for me, but I wouldn't mind adding more shares. Again, there are certain companies that you buy because you believe it's going to be $100 billion company in the future. SoFi is one of those. Nebius is one of those. Rocket Lab is one of those. And as long as it's not there, me buy. I buy. I buy, I buy, I buy. Of course, I would love to buy at better prices. Sometimes it doesn't happen. So you average up. It is what it is. See, I'm that excited that things. Whoa, what happened here? Hello. That's actually much better, much better. We'll get back. I'll get back tomorrow. We'll talk. Yeah, okay. There are some questions about lemonade. Um, we'll talk about all of that tomorrow. We'll talk about all of that tomorrow. So remind me tomorrow before we opened the market with a real ding, 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 not a boing, boing, boing like the market closed, but we'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow as well. So thank you all for joining. Really appreciate that. A rare market close, but we can do everything here. We can do everything here. So, anyways, thank you all for joining. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. See you all